Good morning folks, welcome back to the channel. It's a new week, it is Monday. Yes, I've picked up the camera on Monday. Two of the teams have just headed off grass cutting today. We always start the week with our grass cutting route. The local one's quite an easy one to ease into the week, I guess. There's a lot of grass to cut, but what I mean by that, it's less pressure, I guess, because it's a lot of like little smaller gardens and stuff and not big areas. Cheers. See you later. That all came about because we vlogged whilst we were up there, and Cheyenne in the behind the counter was on the video and stuff like that, and obviously once they knew that they were on the video, that sort of all circulated, and the sort of management seen it and stuff like that. And the next time I was in, I was approached about maybe doing some sort of collaboration with HIS. We came back today to get it finished. Everyone is off today apart from Joe, so it's me and Joe just trying to get this finished. I would normally not let this happen, you know, it's just coincidental that everyone has been off at the same time. Normally I would say boys can't be more than three people off at the same time, but I'm a big softie. So for context, Kyle and Ed were on their spraying course today. How did that go?
Education.
Kyle?
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
Okay. Good morning folks, welcome back to the channel. It's a new week, it is Monday. Yes, I've picked up the camera on Monday. We have another busy week ahead. Two of the teams have just headed off grass cutting today. We always start the week with our grass cutting route. So it's a nice easy local route today. They know what they're doing. The local one's quite an easy one to ease into the week, I guess. There's a lot of grass to cut, but what I mean by that, it's less pressure, I guess, because it's a lot of like little smaller gardens and stuff and not big areas. And yeah, so two of the teams are out doing that. I've got Mole and Aaron back out to continue with some sleepers, the sleeper bed that they were doing last week. And I'm going to be heading out there at some point with a digger. We're going to be doing quite a bit of work at that garden. So yeah, just in the office at the moment. I was in the office sharp this morning trying to get ahead of things because I hadn't really been in here over the weekend. But yeah, just trying to get Monday momentum. Yeah, trying to start off the week right. So fast forward later to the day. I've got this digger. I've got the Volvo out at the current project. This is actually for a family member. I've got the wee bobcat out here as well, which we were using to clear a bit of an area for the bed. Basically, new build property. We're going to be moving all these stones, preparing all this area. It's going to be a concrete base going in here, whether we do that or someone else does that, not sure yet. Below the washing, we haven't built the wall or anything or the deck, but we're going to be building this area up right the way back here, tapering it into what is already there, and then turfing this. So this is going to all be a lawn up to the top of that sleeper over there. So we're going to have some soil arriving, hopefully at some point today, the first load. We're going to need a couple loads, I reckon. The boys are just neatly painting the inside of these sleepers.
We can do that as well. Ben Morrison Lawn Landscaping. I'll paint on the side of the vans.
No, let's not do that.
Oh, good. Look at the edging of that. To the millimetre.
To the millimetre.
To the millimetre.
So, built the fence the other week. Now this little raised bed. Yeah, this is the property that we actually had Enrico on the first time, and we filmed taking the trees down in the winter time. If you loyal members and viewers remember that. What I'm going to do now then is I'm going to start shifting with the wee Volvo all these stones over there somewhere. Wow. And the thumb on the digger is just the tool for the job. I'm going to set you guys up here. Wow, that's a big stone. Fuck. Maybe leave that one till after. Not sure the best place to position the blade for something like this. Because I'm going to be swinging this way, I don't want the tracks to be flat. Because they're not going far, I'll just grab them, shift them, move over and then do the same. Tell you what, the noise it makes is horrendous. I need to get my headphones in. Got to be careful not to pick up something too heavy and then end up flipping this thing. Watch it, I'll probably jinx myself now. Fucking horrendous. This one's a bit heavy. Tell you what, this thumb from JB Equipment, if you can see it, has been one of the best things I've bought on this digger. And definitely, because it's hydraulic, I thought about getting the one with the bar, but I'm so glad I got the hydraulic one because the ability just to throw it out of the way when you don't need it is great. And I haven't been that gentle with this. Obviously I'm picking up some stones right now, there's going to be a time and place where this gives way, I know. But this thing's been put through its paces, and yeah, so far I'm so impressed with it, and it's completely transformed the capability of this digger. It sounds horrendous. What I don't want is for this massive rock to come and hit me. So in terms of digger choice and what I'm going to go for, I think the Bobcat is unfortunately out of the question, for now anyway. This is what I didn't want to happen. The machine as it is, with just the hitch and the bucket, it nods too much, so you're constantly like this, and that's without adding anything else onto it. If I added any attachment onto it, like a flail, I don't know how heavy a flail is, but I'd imagine it's going to be heavier than a bucket. Or if I wanted to add a thumb to it, which is definitely what I would be getting, the weight is an issue. When you're round like this, working over your track, then it's really noddy. You have to have the blade, and this is the Bobcat that we had in demo, you have to have the blade wherever you're working, and it's just not really ideal. Really nice machine, plenty power, it's quick, takes a bit of getting used to. The long reach arm is phenomenal, the cab's nice, it's spacious, plenty of view in the windows, but I wasn't 110% convinced. And when you're buying something that's like 30 odd thousand pounds, yeah, there's a lot to think about. So I am now leaning towards a Volvo, because I've got a Volvo, I really do like this machine, I don't want to get rid of it. In an ideal world I'd like to keep it, but it doesn't make sense, and the bigger machine would definitely be handy. I think part of me and my OCD likes to keep things the same, so because I've got a Bobcat Micro, which is a great little tool, I was trying to convince myself to get the Bobcat mini digger, but unfortunately it just doesn't really work like that, and it doesn't make sense just because it's the same brand and it looks the same. It would be nice, and listen, people have that machine and people use it, but I have heard from numerous sources that it is a noddy machine, and the moment you add something heavier to it, it almost becomes dangerous. So possibly going to be looking at a Volvo ECR 27 or the ECR 25, which is either 2.5 or the 2.7 ton machine. Now the 2.5 ton machine is a zero tail swing with a long reach arm, so I'd imagine it's going to be similar to the Volvo in the fact that it has maybe a bit of a nod when you use it. However, Sean, my pal, has two of them and swears by them, so, and there's also another local contractor that I know who has an E27 who says he's glad that he's got the power, and it is a very powerful machine. But then with the E27, you're heavier, you're on the brink of your towing limits. It's not zero tail swing, but this isn't zero tail swing, so, you know, it's one of those things you've just got to, I guess, consider and just be careful when you're in tighter spaces. But would I get the E27, or would I get the E25 and go, I wish I had the bigger machine? Or would I get the bigger machine and say, I wish I had the smaller machine? Who knows? Hopefully going to get the E27 on demo to try and, the ECR 27 on demo, and yeah, make the decision for myself, and hopefully I'll maybe get a shot of Sean's just to try it, just to sit in the cab and play about with it. I have used it before, but I can't exactly quite remember what it was like.
I've got to jump in a call, but
No bother. Cheers. Hello. 2 seconds, Gillian. 2 seconds. Hi, sorry, Gil. Right, no worries. I'm getting another phone call, so I better take that. Sorry, the phone's going manic today. Cheers, bye. Hi, Mike. How you getting on?
Hi.
Aye, perfect. Good man. Thank you. Cheers, bye. So yes, as I was saying, we'll maybe look at one of those machines. I really like this machine. It's a great little size. Because we've got the Bobcat now, it's that close of a comparison that if we have a machine on site, or we need a machine on site, I'm going to try and get this in because it's that big. Whereas if I had the 2.5 and I had the 1 tonner, obviously the bigger it is, the better. However, sometimes you just don't have the access, so it might just be the case of like, right, we need the 1 ton in. Well, you know, who knows, who knows. Depends what they offer me for this as well, if it's worth, you know, keeping it or not, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see, we'll see. So, went away to get the dumper, and we've had a load of soil delivered. Got the wee 1 tonner on hire. The boys have filled the bed with soil, which is looking good. So this soil is going to come round, right the way around to the front. I'm going to use a bobcat to load the dumper, hopefully, and then spread it around with the Volvo. It's that sort of one when you're trying to show and just, there's only so much explaining you can do of how to do something. You've just got to kind of go on and do it and get familiar with the controls and stuff like that. So yeah, got Mole in the digger, Aaron in the dumper. They can swap over as and when they feel like, but just good to get a bit more time on the machine and something that's relatively easy to do, loading and tipping. And it's a short journey, so good combination for what we're doing right now. Wee 1 ton dumper, something I definitely want to invest in the future. Nearly invested in one this year, a second-hand one, but it wasn't in the greatest of conditions, so I didn't bother. But yeah, great little things. Very nimble, versatile, can go in a trailer, can be loaded with the micro. Yeah.
I know.
Only 1 petrol, 4-wheel more.
Yeah.
Good morning, folks. It's Tuesday. Oh, my legs are in bits. I did squats for the first time on Sunday in a good while, and yeah, that's what happens every time when I neglect my legs and then finally do it. It hurts. The guys got away sharp this morning. With the grass cutting, we're getting familiar with the routes, everything. We know what we need. In, out and away. So 3 teams are out again today, 2 on the grass cutting. Mole and Aaron are back at the job moving that soil. They're going to continue moving that just now. Again, do my sort of usual morning paperwork before Gillian comes in and steals my office. The yard is looking great. There's new layer on it. We are going to be pushing on with the office. I've been neglecting it just with other commitments and stuff. However, I need my office space back. There's been times through the day where I come in and I'm like, I could really do with the office. But Gillian's in it, and this is no way and by any means saying anything about the lovely Gillian, because she is amazing at what she does and it's great having her, but I only have the office from now till 9 o'clock. Well, Gillian will be arriving shortly and then she leaves at 4, so then I can come in and do it in the evening, but sometimes through the day when I want to come in and do a quote. Yeah, I mean, I've got an office here, I could come in and set this up, but until it's all singing and dancing, or until it's all decorated, yeah, just kind of been putting that off. So yeah, the painter has painted this wall just to test it. Because it is this plastic shiny stuff, it doesn't take very well. So if you can see how easy that comes off. Now it's not going to be going black. This wall has just been painted black because I'm going to be doing a feature wall here with sort of that Venetian style fencing, tile battens up that wall, possibly the ceiling as well. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Walls are going to go olive green. Just thought that'd be quite a nice feature, olive green. I'm going to take these things off, take those off, probably take the tile batten, probably take these off as well. I'll see what's behind there. Take this things out and then just put a nice tile batten up. Just because they're cheap and flimsy and, you know, already broken here. So yeah, looking forward to getting it sort of in condition, wired in, get desk end, decorate it. A heater because it's like a fridge right now, even in the summer. But yeah, a few people asked about the office container and I will show what we do as we do it. So, back out of this job, the guys are cracking on getting the soil round for this front area. Quite a depth to build up, probably 200 to 400 mil in most places. So yeah, we're losing a lot of soil. Just phoned the lorry driver to try and get another load, and he can only do the afternoon, so we'll get what we can in and then we'll go from there. It's going to be a concrete pad going in here, like I said, just giving it a little bit of a scrape back at the moment. Got Billy the builder coming around to have a look at a wall down that end, and then I might get him to do the pad as well, we'll see. Forward a bit, Al. So, Ali's just dropped off another load of soil. So it'd be good to start getting that in. It's kind of spilt down onto the path this time, but not a big deal. Billy's just about to come and look at the wall. Yeah, I'm going to be putting a wee wall in here. The driveway, when it gets redone, is going to be coming right up to the sort of end of the gable of this garage here. So I thought we'd be better getting a wall to retain that. A sleeper wall just to retain the difference in height over here. It's nothing that structural. There's going to be a concrete base going in here, like I've said before. So started kind of digging out for that, but that's just as I was passing some time. Now we've got the soil. Everything I've stripped back from over here has went in here just to sort of build up the ground first, and then we'll cap it with a good layer of soil. My uncle's still got to get in underneath the deck to put the balustrade on, so we can't put the soil right up there yet. So I'm just going to work our way along, bring it back, and then merge this area in. I think it's this one here. Cheers. See you later. Yeah. I'll do you. No, nice one, mate.
I got my own company down here. Come over from Ireland, started up.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Are you based here?
Based in Inverness, yeah. Eventful Landscape, and that's us, me and then.
Nice one, man.
You know, put you in mind, 2 Irish guys going
Yeah.
like, you know.
Good stuff.
I mean, we follow you big time on social.
Nah, yeah, I really appreciate that.
I just seen the
Humbles me every time, mate.
Seen you here, I was like, is Angel, I got a picture with you?
Yeah?
Really, man? Yeah.
Is this a joke? Is this set up?
No, 100%. No, seriously, I fucking, mate, you, from what you've done to your business and what we're trying to grow, it's an inspiration.
Appreciate that, fella.
It really is.
I really do.
I better take this timer.
Well, it's a first for me, so.
Is it? Yeah,
First ever photo with me.
Here, look, good, you're a lovely celebrity for us anyway, like, well. Spot on, my man. Look, if you've ever stuck around, like, I know you're quite busy, but can I give you a business card of mine?
Yeah, far on, yeah. Good morning, folks. It is 11:30 on Wednesday. Just heading back down the road from Inverness. As you'll have seen, I believe you will have just seen that video. Yeah, we've got some new Milwaukee gear. So Highland Industrial Supplies, who you all have seen in the videos, if you have been regularly watching, we've obviously used them over the years for numerous things, and now they're our sort of main fencing material supplier. That all came about because we vlogged whilst we were up there, and Cheyenne in the behind the counter was on the video and stuff like that, and obviously once they knew that they were on the video, that sort of all circulated, and the sort of management seen it and stuff like that. And the next time I was in, I was approached about maybe doing some sort of collaboration with HIS, and that is what we've just done. Now, I genuinely have needed to get stuff in the back of that pickup with the drawers and get some tools in there and make it more functional, because right now it's not, because I don't have any tools. All the guys have got the sort of tools. I always was going to get some, but this was a good opportunity for me to delve into Milwaukee, who I haven't ever used, which is, yeah, a tool brand that I've never really ever used. We've always been Makita. I've just naturally had Makita tools from when I was younger, and built up a. You obviously do kind of pick the battery that you've got, and you build an arsenal of tools around that. But now that we've got the guys on the ground, and the landscaping van is kitted out with all the Makita stuff, we've got multiples of Makita stuff. I don't have my own tools now, so I thought, why don't we go Milwaukee this time, so I can keep it completely separate, that way no one steal my batteries and my tools and stuff like that. And I've got a designated kit in the back of here for when I need it. So this, to clarify, is a collaboration with HIS, not Milwaukee. They obviously have a Milwaukee Superstore there, so yeah. I will over time add to that collection of stuff that we've got. I need to get it kitted out and set up properly. It'll take a bit of time. What interests me quite a lot about Milwaukee is the pack out stuff, the pack out range for storage and everything. So I might try and get some pack out stuff on there. Who knows? It'd just be good to get that way more functional than it already is, and useful, and actually turn around and say, yes, I have got that tool with me. So yeah, that's the whole idea. Some of you may be thinking, what about Cress? Cress, and I don't mind speaking about this, I'm not tied to any contracts or anything like that. We're still very much involved with Cress. We've got a wide range of their grounds maintenance, grass cutting, gardening machinery, which is great. It has been a game changer. We haven't been able to use it to its full capacity yet because of a slight issue with the cyber tank, which is just something trivial that's happened, but I haven't had the time to get it unbolted. It's me that's holding it up, because I haven't had the time to get the thing unbolted and everything, and off the back, so we can swap a part out. The Crest tools have been popular amongst the team. There's certain little things that we prefer and don't prefer, and we've given Crest that sort of feedback. That's the whole idea of this sort of relationship that we have with them. And I can assure you right now, regardless of us getting things sent out for free, if we were approached by a tool brand and said, can you do a bit of a collaboration with this, we'll send you out a piece of equipment and stuff. If I don't like it, and if the guys don't like it, we're not going to continue with it, and we're not going to promote it and sell it just because we're getting it for free. At the end of the day, we're running a business, and the tools that we get given, or the brands that we partnership, they have to complement the business. The business comes first, and I've always said that. And one thing I really like about Crest is they're so laid back, they're organic, they really like the organic sort of content that you put out there. They're open to feedback, they're always wanting to improve, And that's something that we definitely need, because we're not tied down to making X amount of videos as and when, you know, it's very much organic. Here's some tools, go and use them, get some organic content with them. Give us the feedback, give us the honest feedback of on how we improve from a user's perspective, because obviously the guys at Crest, there will be people from the industry, ex grounds maintenance, ex landscapers, etc, blah blah blah, because they've got to know what works. But the guys out in the field who are actually using the equipment, is, yeah, that's where the actual feedback comes from, because we're using it day in, day out. And it is very good, it's so easy to use. You just, you know, battery in, press a button and go. Some of the tools can be quite heavy. You've just got to find that sort of balance. The lawnmowers, that we really like the lawnmowers. They're so easy to use, quiet, no pull start. You just literally press a button and go. Yeah, and looking forward to working with Crest in the future. We're going to be going to Grounds Fest this year. If anyone is going to Grounds Fest and wants to come and say hello, drop me a message. I will be there. I believe we're going to be on the Crest stand at some point as well. We're still in talks with that. And it was at Grounds Fest where I initially came across Crest and was very impressed with their range, and it looked the part. It looked robust. It looked, you know, that commercial grade. The whole idea of having that set up on the back of a trailer or the back of a pickup. I looked at it and thought, that is what the industry needs. Because although battery equipment is really good, I wouldn't say it is 100% there yet. But the thing that Crest offer is the ability to charge, and the only reason it's not there is the runtime of the batteries. That is what puts people off. The initial cost and outlay, which scares people, but it is ultimately the runtime. Now, Crest obviously offer, what I can see from the industry, the most efficient charging solution out there, the CyberTank. CyberTank allows you to have modular charging on the go, so that you can charge up your batteries on the job, driving in between jobs. You plug it in overnight, you charge it up, and in the morning you're ready to go. You've got modular charging. Swap the battery out while you're cutting or doing whatever you're doing, that other one's getting charged. And if you need to charge it fast, you can charge a battery in 8 minutes. That is the beauty behind the CyberTank. They've got cheaper alternatives. They've got the Cyber Lite, which is basically you charge batteries with a battery. Same idea, but it's just a smaller, more modular option. That's what we had first. We got a couple runs out of the CyberTank before we ran into a small issue, and I don't mind speaking about it. I don't mind having transparency. Basically, there was a bad batch of. There was a couple tanks that they had that had a bad motherboard in it, and we got that. They accidentally sent out the wrong one. Crest were quick to respond. They sent out a new motherboard for us to fit, and I just haven't pulled my finger out yet. So once we get that back up and running, the whole idea was to get one vehicle that was set as a designated battery equipment vehicle. The last time we were out filming with the Crest stuff, we had no petrol cans. The only thing we had that was petrol was the ride-on mower. Everything else was battery. Strimmers, blower, mower, push mower, and it worked well. It was great. That was my first sort of hands-on out in the field experience with it, and it worked great. And having the ability just to fire the battery onto the CyberTank and charge it up was, yeah, it is great. Now, the initial outlay is what scares people, because to get kitted out with the Crest stuff, yeah, you need to spend a bit of money. And I think a lot of it is a mindset thing, and I guess a trust issue as well with the capabilities of the machines, and the sort of runtime and the lifespan of the batteries, etc. The warranty, I believe, that Crest offers is it an 8-year warranty? I might be wrong. I believe it's something ridiculous like that. And the batteries, I believe, have a 3,000 charge cycle. 3,000 charges. But yeah, the initial outlay is what scares people, but the way Crest look at it is the saving over time that you will spend. If you've got to take an average of the cost of fixing your machines over the years, running your machines, so petrol, fuel and oil, the endless trips to the petrol station, or you know, that sort of time spent on the job having to fill up, and then where's the petrol can, or need to go and fill it up at the petrol station. All these little factors come into play, and the savings that you make. The Crest have got a calculator. If you speak to one of their reps, they'll give you an idea of how much savings you will make over the years. It's just that initial outlay. But say for example, you spend £400 on petrol or fuel a month, just a pure example, because I think that's what we were spending at one point. I can't exactly quite remember. But obviously finance is a big thing nowadays. You can finance pretty much anything and everything. But instead of throwing out a heap of money, if you've got that capability, then fine, that's great. But instead of throwing out 15, 20 grand or 30 grand on an outfit, depends how big you are, depends how big of an outfit you are, but on a heap of equipment, you can finance that. The example that they give is, if you're spending £400 a month on fuel, that £400 a month alone could get you a wide range of kit if you were to finance that over a couple of years. So for the same price as you're spending on fuel, you could get batteries, strimmers, more, you know, a full setup essentially for the same price as you're spending on fuel. Now, psychologically people think, yeah, but I'm still in debt, I still don't own it, all this stuff. You've got to think of it, you're going to be spending that fuel money anyway, regardless, you're spending that. So if you were to scrap that fuel and go for a battery product, yeah, it's better for your health, it's better for your well-being, not breathing in the fumes and everything, and that to a lot of people will sound like bullshit, but it's true. And a few of the guys have came to me and saying, look, I'm struggling with my fingers, with vibration, we've tried anti-vibration gloves and all that sort of stuff. With an engine in the back, of course you're going to have vibrations. With battery equipment, you obviously have a lot less. You're not going to have zero vibrations, but you have a lot less. And white finger is something that I've suffered with, and I'm 23. Like, I had problems with my fingers getting tingly at the age of like 18, 19. It is a real thing, so it is definitely the way forward. It's just taking that initial leap. And one thing I wanted to answer to myself is, if I didn't have Chris sending out these pieces of equipment, we haven't paid for any of the tools, full transparency. It's a partnership, you know, I promote the brand and I give them honest feedback and stuff in return for their tools and equipment. And one thing I wanted to answer was, if I didn't get it sent out, would I buy the stuff? And so far, and it's hard for me to answer because I've already got the petrol stuff, but when I go and trim, if I've got a lawn to go and cut, or a couple of lawns, I will always go for the Crest stuff. So I think that alone answers my questions, because it's so much nicer to use, it's easy, just plug a battery in, go, you don't have to worry about fuel, it's nicer to use. Obviously the noise rating, you still have to wear headphones, technically you still have to wear ear defenders, but it is nowhere near as loud as petrol, and it's just so much nicer to use. So yeah, I would invest in the Crest equipment. Would it be a priority right now in this stage in business? Probably not, because we've got petrol machinery that I've invested over the years. I've got 3 blowers, I've got multiple strimmers, multiple mowers, all that sort of stuff that we've already got. So would I go and buy that right now at this point in stage? Probably not, because it's not a priority, because we've already got it. But over time, as the company develops and we invest in more equipment and machinery, yeah, I would happily phase out the petrol and lean in more towards the battery equipment. We've used battery equipment for the last few years anyway, mainly the hedge trimmers, pole pruner, etc. But that is because they last long. When you're out trimming, cutting grass, just the power it uses is a hell of a lot more. So we have to just resort to petrol because we're doing a lot of trimming every day. But the whole idea of Crest and the Cyber Tank is to have that ability to charge on the go, and it is designed for the grounds maintenance user. It is a commercial product, it isn't a garden machinery product. There obviously is a domestic range, but their whole purpose is Crest commercial grounds maintenance, and that's what we are trying to test and show. So if you've made it this far into this ramble, I hope I've made some sense. I'm back on the job site now. Guys have been shifting soil. I've got a new laser level here because the other one's packed in. Well, I think it's packed in, but I just got this other one in case. So this is the stage we're at. The guys have got the soil right the way along there. Got the new laser level IMX, so we'll try and get this as flat as we can. Take a point and get this dead flat. New and shiny, wow. Broken in here, strength. Is she turned on?
She's turned on.
Alright, we need to get this out. Set it on top of that. Or maybe that one would be better. I'm sure that it's got to be on the outside though. Yeah. That goes on the inside and it goes inside there. Really doesn't want to go in.
No way.
Just wanted a bit of loving. Like that. Yeah. Right, so that goes on here. See, that's what the other one should have done.
Yes.
Right, thought we'd give a quick insight to what we actually got Milwaukee wise. Reciprocating cell, all the 18 volt range. I'm not going to pretend I know names and models. This is a brushless reciprocating saw. So we've got that. The boxes I'm probably going to do away with because we don't need them. We've got a drill and driver set, a little 1/2 inch M18, so just be handy to have in the pickup if I ever need to quickly remove some bolts. We have the grinder, again brushless I believe, I hope. Oh, we've also got an M18 compressor, again another handy thing to have in here, pumping up tyres. This is already out the box. Speaker, 100% necessary. And then some other bits and bobs, 2 extra batteries, so I've got 4 5 amp batteries in total. One thing I like about Milwaukee is their versatility with drill bits. Why have I picked this up as well? Yeah, I've got impact bits, that's why. No, this has got the impact bits for the hex head. So impact bits, actual drill bits, concrete and masonry and metal. And then we have some screwdrivers. I will add to this collection and kit out the pickup as best I can. I might get some pack out down here so I can pull it out, pull the drawer out, put it in there, utilise the side bin somehow. They even have stuff like workshop things for like blue roll holder and all that sort of stuff. I just like to I like stuff like that. I like investing in things that make your life easier and more efficient and neat and tidy, and you know, I've obviously put a bit of money into this pickup as it is, getting this kitted out. Grateful to Animal Transit Boxes for helping me with this one. Sorted me right out with that. After I had this in my old Ranger, if the OGs remember, had it in the old Ranger, so yeah, when I wrote that off, got this, it was empty for a while. We had the smart cap canopy fitted from factory, and then last month I went down and got this kitted out by the guys at Animal Transit. Dog box for the mutts. It's got LED lights, 12 volt fan and extractor, so if it is, you know, if you've got wet dogs or wet tools and stuff in here, it will take that moist air out. And then 2 sliding drawers as well, which I have slowly started to kit out. And that's where the drills and everything will be going, the tools. So one last thing, Jador socket set. Now we've got 2 of these already. I've got an old set which has bits missing. I bought another set for my pickup before it was written off last year. Then we got the van and we kitted the van out, and I wanted to have I wanted them to have their own socket set, so I gave them that. So this is me getting the 3rd one. These are about £100 plus VAT, and you get the full set. I do really like them. The box isn't the greatest. It doesn't always hold in the sockets as good, but this is my set. I'm going to keep it as my set. The moment you start letting other people use it, that's when bits go missing and the 10mm sockets go missing. So yeah, I just want this truck to be practical and capable. So I left the guys to it at the job site, and I thought I'd come and spend a bit of time trying to get this kitted out while I've got some time to think. But copyright will not allow me to play this next little section. I'm going to put the radio on and get some tunes going while I do so. And this is about to run out of charge, so yeah, I'll show you progress as I go.
One day you'll suffer through it.
For context, Kyle and Ed were on their spraying course today. How did that go?
Educational.
Kyle?
Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
Okay. So you're going on holiday, where are you going?
I'm going to Portugal.
Portugal. For how long?
For 6 days.
6 days.
Nice and warm, big swimming pool.
Just as the sun's coming out here though, eh?
I know, I'm going to miss it.
30 degrees this weekend.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's going to be roasting.
The man himself.
See this? Happy working here.
Jesus Christ. Happy working. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Did you have a good day?
Of course I did. Well, I don't have a good day. I get bullied in the morning and then I have a good day at the end. That's how it works.
When you're going home.
You're going home. Wow. Well, Kyle, have a good holiday, mate.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Indeed.
Right, so just this circle patio that we've dug out. try to get the worst of the concrete out, worst of the type 1, teeth through it so there's soil mixed through, make sure it drains properly. Now I'm going to go and dump the load of stuff, get another load of soil, and then we'll start building this back up. The turf should be arriving at some point. So yeah, nice wee Thursday job. Wow, good morning folks. It is Friday. We're at the job site, just loaded up the digger. We're getting the turf done. The battery on the camera ran out yesterday afternoon, so we were getting the turf down and we needed about 3 barrelfuls of soil. And it was towards the end of the day, so we've came back today to get it finished. Everyone is off today, apart from Joe. So it's me and Joe just trying to get this finished. I would normally not let this happen, you know. It's just coincidental that everyone has been off at the same time. Normally I would say boys can't be more than three people off at the same time, but I'm a big softie, so we're getting there. Managed to just scrape enough turf together. There was obviously quite a lot of waste being a circle, so yeah, hopefully it'll all blend in. I phoned Owen the plumber to try and come and fix that outdoor tap because we need to get water on this. I was even going to try and water it now. I know it's sunny, you shouldn't water it when it's sunny because you've got a chance of scorching it, but the turf is pretty dry, so we need to get some water on it soon, otherwise yeah, it's not good. Just actually had the hotel across the road come over and asked if we can dig out, they've got a burst pipe at the back and I've got the digger there, so I'm going to go and help them dig that out. Bobcat, perfect tool for the job. Took us half an hour to dig it out and save them a lot of digging. Well, it is the end of the day folks, end of the week. Me and Joe have just been in the yard. Joe's been cleaning out the vans, I've been washing the lawnmowers, washed the Bobcat because it was smelling of sewage, so it's given a bit of a clean. Inside of the vans are all looking good. It's not something we get time to do or make time to do very often, so yeah, thought we'd utilise quite a hot afternoon just to get them done. So I feel minging. I'm going to go home for a shower. The heat's nice, it's great, but yeah, until you acclimatise to it, it's hard going. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm not sure how exciting it's going to be because I've forgotten what I've actually recorded all week, but if you have watched the video and you have liked it, please can you leave your feedback down below in the comments. The comments have been pretty dry lately, as in just not a lot of people have been engaging in the posts. I want to try and engage a bit more engagement into the posts, what you enjoy, what you like, what you've taken from the videos, and yeah, just your general feedback is always welcome. We're making progress with the shed, believe it or not. The old cladding is getting ripped off, and the other day Ed and Aaron finished off the new cladding at the back, so we're going to hopefully try and get this ground sorted and then move a container or 2 around here. I'm getting a phone call. Hello. Both Ferrises giving a bit of a overdue spruce up. Joe's just locking up. Like, successful day, Joe?
Yes.
How did you enjoy it?
It's fine.
The A-team, is it?
Pretty quiet.
Pretty quiet?
Yeah, it's good.
Nice. Your valeting skills are better, are they?
Training.
Well, that's it for this video, and we will see you next week. Peace.